Okay, this is part 41B. So if you haven't seen part 41A, you're about to be really lost. Like, scroll on. Just kidding. Go to the intro. Start at part one, do the work, and then when you've watched 41A, you can come back here. Okay, for everyone else, for example, I have all seven guests, but only five are active. We're not going to talk about what apparently I still need to heal in my heart because that's personal information. But there's still two areas apparently that I need to work on. But that's okay because I'm still doing really good. And by the way, so are you because you're here right now. I already know because obviously I'm able to speak with Source that in this lifetime I will unlock all seven of my gifts. One, I'm divine, but because also I unlock these seven gifts, when I pass from this lifetime and I ascend, I will finally ascend into heaven. I don't ever have to come back to school ever again. Yo, it's graduation. You get to go to heaven for graduation. But what I think is super cool is you keep getting to go back and redo until you can get all those gifts. Like, there's no timeline. If you need to live 900 lives or more, you get to do that. You have all the time in the world to collect these gifts. You can't lose your gifts. Let's say, for example, if somebody in this lifetime already has two gifts, none of them are active, they're having a very hard time in this lifetime healing and they were not able to activate the gifts they have. They were not able to acquire new gifts. It's really not a big deal. They're going to come back another lifetime. I think the only thing that would be a big deal for people is truly our goal is to get into heaven because it's the happiest and most peaceful place ever. The only emotion you have is pure happiness. I actually was fortunate enough to get to experience it because my mother was passing and she was scared to pass. And my dad kept telling me to tell her that he's going to be there. And she's like, "Oh, I know." And I was just like, "Well, I don't know. Dad keeps telling me to tell you that. So you must not, you know what I mean? No." So one evening when my mom was really sick, I really thought that night that I was going to lose her. And then all of a sudden, I got a feeling like one of the kids was standing at her door, like staring at me. You know, when you get that feeling like someone's staring and you glance up? Well, I don't know if you guys do, but that happens to me all the time. So I glanced up and I actually saw my dad. And my dad's been gone for, many years. But this was my first time seeing him in the physical. For some reason, when I see any spirit in the physical, I start at their head and I start scanning their body all the way down to their feet. Usually, by the time I get to their feet, they disappear on me, but once I scan them, their image is in my head. I can't lose it. So, as I was scanning my dad, as soon as one foot hit my mom's floor in her bedroom, he disappeared. But within that step, I felt so peaceful. Seconds ago, I was hurting. I was sad. I was watching my mom suffer. And within a split second, I felt so happy. I sat on her walker. And I started spinning and I was doing circles and I was just so happy and it was a party and it was a celebration and there was so many energies around. Like, you're not alone. I could see my mom. She was kind of like sitting like this, I could see her, but I didn't have any other emotion but like just pure happiness. And I kept telling her like, "Mom, Dad's here. He's coming to get you." And I was like spinning around. It felt like it lasted 30 minutes. I mean, it just lasted, it seemed like it lasted forever, but it was probably seconds, I'm sure. He wanted me to let her know how it was over there after you passed so that she wouldn't be scared. It's the happiest you've ever felt times infinity. Like, you can't measure it. It's so amazing. It's beautiful. So really, you don't want to keep coming back hundreds and hundreds of lives. You want to, in this lifetime, or as soon as possible, if you have to do like another lifetime or hopefully another lifetime and a half, like, it doesn't matter. You don't want to drag your feet on this because you have to suffer here to grow. Just grow. Like, work on it now. Get through it. Get to the end goal. Get to the peace. You get to be more immortal. You get to you just get to be the happiest you can ever imagine all the time. Now, I've already discussed about going into the fifth dimension because, of course, 3D, this dimension that we're living in right now is going to end, like I have said in previous videos, if you're going along like you're supposed to, within 9 years. So you don't have to have these 7 gifts and have all 7 gifts open to be able to get into that fifth dimension. To get in the fifth dimension, you just have to be a good person and not a shitty person. And trust me, because I am able to ask as I'm around others, I ask all the time. I'm kind of nosy about it. I'm like, is she a good person? Is he a good person? I think more than anything, now that I can ask Source to judge their heart, now that I can get that information, I kind of want to be like, how right was I or how wrong was I? And by the way, our radars are off. Our radars are off. There is a lot of people that they're not good people. That doesn't mean that they killed anybody. That doesn't mean they molested anybody. Their heart is just not good. Sorry, I'm not the one judging. But then it's always nice when I'm like, I think they're a good person. And I ask Source, and they're a good person. And I actually go out of my way to go up to people and be like, hey, I'm a medium. And I asked, and God said, you're a good person. And like, good job. I do. I pat some people on the back. Now, I don't go up to everybody because some people you kind of get the vibe from on, I don't know. There's just some people I get that feeling from that I can connect with them in that way, that I also feel that they're exceptionally good, like to the point that I got to be like, are they an earth angel too? Let me ask. And if they're not, I'm just like, wow, you're an amazing human being and you should be like super proud of yourself, because it's not easy. I was in the dark. I had a really rough start, and now I've been delivered. I'm divine. I'm going to heaven. It is never too late to decide that you want to be a good person. It is never too late to decide that you want to follow the light. Source, your creator, is so kind and so loving. You now have a roadmap on exactly how to collect the keys that you need to get into heaven. Stop following the dark. We are literally in a war between the dark and the light. Oh, and by the way, what another little tidbit information, fun fact, is when you have all 7 gifts, you are divinely protected. That means, like, for example, if somebody casts evil onto you, it's actually reflected back on them, and whatever they put on you will hit, like, for say, one of their family members, like a really loved family member of theirs. All right, guys, so go out, get your gifts, be kind, choose the light, choose love. Love ya.